All right, good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started. The time is 7:03 p.m. Today is Thursday, November 13th. This is the monthly meeting of the Haverford Township Planning Commission. May I have everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to extend a hearty, happy budget season to all who celebrate. I hope that everyone's budgets are going well. Ms. Gillis, would you please take roll call, please?
Absolutely. All right. Ms. Downs.
Present.
Mr. Shannon.
Present.
Mr. Welsh.
Present.
Mr. Capuzzi.
Present.
Mr. Cortese.
Present.
Ms. Juzek, can you give us your new last name?
Yes, I'm present, and my new last name is DeTrolio, so Kimberly DeTrolio.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Montresor.
Present.
Kim, congratulations. How was your wedding?
Wonderful.
Excellent. We'll talk about it offline. Okay, so we have a short agenda this evening. Our first order of business is to hear a minor subdivision plan for the property at 38 Fulmer. Is this Avenue? Road? Avenue, thank you.
I'd like to be recognized by the chair before we begin.
Please proceed.
Okay. Given my background in the legal profession, I hold myself to the highest ethical standards, which means appearance and propriety. And since ethics standards are being smashed these days, I really want to stand on my principles. So I have to say that one of the parties involved in this application is someone with whom I have a relationship with, and I feel that to avoid the appearance of impropriety, I need to recuse myself, which means not only do I say this, but now I need to leave the room so I don't participate in the application process.
Does anybody have any objections to Lou's recusal? Applicant? Okay, hearing no objections. Thank you, Lou.
You don't have to wait outside.
You don't actually have to leave.
You can sit in the
You
audience.
can sit, you just can't, if you recuse yourself, you just can't take part in the vote.
You can just abstain from any comments. You can be present and just abstain from any comments or any voting. Yeah, if you'd like.
Appreciate your letter to the law, but please stay in your comfortable seat. And we'll just make sure that you're not making any faces at anybody while we're discussing. All right. Chris, please come up and introduce yourself and the project, please.
Yes. Good evening. My name's Chris Yawn. I'm the civil engineer for this project. So we were in front of you in September with this subdivision plan, and I bring it up on the screen here. We had a review letter at that time. We received some comments from the Planning Commission. One of the items we needed to take care of was to go to the zoning hearing board for the existing twin at the property is non-compliant to the front yard for both the porch and a sliver of the front of the building. And so we went to the zoning hearing board to obtain a variance for that. We did receive the variance that night. We have since then revised the plans to address the township engineer's review letter, some of the comments that you made at the meeting in September, and we resubmitted. We obtained a new review letter from the township engineer, and so we're back to present to you tonight. If I could, I'll just quickly talk about a couple of the changes. We shifted the driveway for the new home over towards the intersection of Lanark Avenue just by a little bit to give a little separation between the existing driveway and the proposed. We moved the parking in the back of the existing twin building. Right now, you can see this kind of faint line. That's the garage that I'm outlining here. And then next to it, there's kind of a carport covering over the paved area, and at first we were showing the parking spaces there so we could just keep the paved area and not do as much work to create more parking, but then as the design move forward for the twin building, they talked about having a patio behind there, and so we've now revised that parking area so that we're removing the paving on the right as well, and we're adding some new paving here where the garage was, which actually make it the maneuverability a little easier to pull in here and back out, whereas before you had to kind of bend over this way and come back again. So those were just two minor changes to the layout. The rest of the changes to the plan were to address the Township Engineer's review letter. I guess another, call it somewhat major change, was when we first submitted, we had a 3-page plan set. For a minor subdivision, you just have to show the subdivision. We did have a house in mind. We didn't have it fully engineered at the time. Since that initial submission, we got infiltration tests, and then in the meantime of getting the variance and coming back here, we now have a fully engineered set, so it's now a 7-page set that includes grading, utilities, stormwater management, erosion controls. The new review letter we have here is almost entirely addressed. There are a few comments that we still need to make a few minor revisions, but there will comply. There are a few items that require waivers. Those waivers are noted on the plan. I can highlight those
Yeah, if we can go through your waiver request, please.
if I can zoom in. So the waiver requests are to not provide curb and sidewalk along Lanark Avenue. We had talked about that last time. Basically, there is no, if I switch to this sheet, there is currently no sidewalk along Lanark Avenue between Wilmot and Filmer. There's also no sidewalk further down Lanark to the south of the property. There are some slopes here and trees in the back corner of the property that we plan to keep, and so we did take a picture here that you can see the property. This is the intersection, and we're looking to the north on Lanark Avenue. This is the existing garage that will be removed. And so you can see how the slope starts to increase as you get to the rear of the property. There's also some trees there that we'd like to keep. So that's part of the reason we would like to not provide the sidewalk. One of the other waivers was what the Planning Commission raised in September. Basically, in the township construction standards, it says that a driveway is supposed to be 10 feet wide. It also says it's supposed to be 2 feet from the property line. And so we're asking for both of those waivers so that we have a driveway that's about 9 feet wide. Along here, this was labeled curb, but it's really closer to being a wall that holds up some grade in between the house and the driveway. And we do have a picture of that as well. Here's that curb/wall that's there. And so we would like to just create the new property line, which is very close to the edge of the existing driveway. In one spot, we have to trim a few inches just so we don't have the driveway overlapping the other property. But we'd like to keep that in the condition that it's in, instead of having to tear up the wall and the driveway, shift it over 2 feet to get further from the property line and be 10 feet wide. We'd like to keep the character that it is now. Oops. So those are the waiver requests and a brief overview. I can go over the Township Engineer's review letter item by item with you if you'd like, or answer any other questions.
You want to just cover anything that wasn't previously addressed or previously corrected from the original?
Yes. So items 1 and 2 say addressed. Item 3 is the waiver we talked about for curb and sidewalk. Item 4 is a stormwater comment that says pre-development conditions for the peak rate control calculations shall be considered meadow in good condition. That's a will comply item. We'll revise those calculations. Numbers 5 and 6 say addressed. Number 7 is the sewage facilities planning module. We do have we just got today the signed capacity from Upper Darby. And so now that we have Upper Darby, we go next to the Philadelphia Water Department. And then once we have that signature, we can submit to DEP. So we're actively working on that. Number 8, 9, and 10 all say addressed. Number 11 says that we need a township road opening permit, which is a will comply item. Number 12 says we need a grading, drainage, soil, and erosion sediment control permit, which is a will comply. We have a few new comments. Number 13, road restoration detail shall conform to the requirements of 15730, and the road restoration detail shall be revised accordingly. We will update that detail, and that is it.
Okay. Any member of Planning Commission have any specific questions related to the engineering review letter?
I do.
Okay.
As you mentioned, the changes in the garage and the patio, as a result of those changes, is there any change in the impervious surface ratio?
We did update all of the impervious calculations, and that change was done before we submitted to the township, so the township engineer saw these plans and they were reviewed. So that is lot 1. So the impervious is 67%, the allowable is 75%.
Okay. Any other comments or questions about anything from the Planning Commission members?
I have one.
Go for it.
Once you remove the encroachment of the existing driveway onto Lot 2, you'll still have a driveway that's basically 9 feet wide?
Yes, about 9 feet.
And which watershed, are you in the Cobbs Creek watershed?
I don't know that off the top of my head. I can look though.
Are you doing planning modules, or you're looking for an exemption?
Oh, I'm sorry. When you said Dobbs Creek, I was thinking stormwater. We are not, for sewage, we go to Upper Darby and then the Water Department. We do
All right,
not go to RHM and
Okay.
Delcor and,
So you're in the Cobbs Creek watershed?
Yes, he is.
thanks.
Okay. All right. Okay. Seeing no other questions, the request tonight is for a recommendation. This is preliminary final, correct?
It's a minor subdivision, I think, because it meets the requirements. It doesn't have to be preliminary. I think
Right,
it's
right. Okay. I'm looking at general notes. So to reiterate, we have 2 waivers before us. One is to provide curb and sidewalk for Lanark Avenue, and the other is for the requirement to provide a minimum driveway width of 10 feet and 2 feet from any property line for the existing driveway. Will the new driveway be 2 feet off of the property line?
Yes,
So the waiver is just for the existing driveway?
correct. We actually made the new driveway 4 feet off of the property line, so you technically get the 4 feet that you would normally need between 2 feet on one side and 2 feet on the other,
Okay.
but yes.
And then what is your distance from the intersection end up being with the new driveway? Since I know you should.
32.8 is where we ended up being, and if I remember right, 30 was the minimum, so
Okay.
we're still a little over.
Okay. Okay, so 2 waiver requests. Zoning Hearing Board did grant the variance. I do see that note on the plan set. So with that in mind, is the wish of the Planning Commission to take a recommendation for the waiver request separately?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's go one by one. So the first waiver, we'll take a vote for recommendation, is going to be for the curb and sidewalk on Lanark Avenue. Does anybody wish to make a motion?
I wish to grant the waiver as requested.
Okay, so the recommendation is to recommend granting the waiver as requested. Is there a second for that?
Second.
Okay, any additional discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No opposed? and Lou's abstaining. Second waiver request, this is for the driveway. Would somebody like to make a motion for that? To recommend approval or denial of that waiver?
I'll recommend approval.
Okay, a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Lou abstains. Okay, so finally then, would somebody like to make a recommendation to, or would somebody like to make a motion to recommend approval of the minor subdivision plan then for 38 Fulmer Avenue? Given the recommendations of the waivers that we just discussed. And if there's any other caveats that you would like to add to your motion. See if Vic wants to.
Sure, I'll recommend approval.
Very good. Is there a second?
Second?
Seconded by David.
I
Any
just
discussion?
add a condition that the plans be revised to address whatever outstanding comments might be in the township engineer's review letter from November 5th.
Vic, do you accept this correction to your motion?
The correction to the motion.
Very good. Anything else? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Lou abstains. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Okay, and the last order of business this evening is a review of minutes. So these are going to be from the Planning Commission meeting from August 14th, 2025. Do I hear a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Very good. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Very good. There being no other business before the Planning Commission, we will adjourn. Or do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Very good. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much. It is 7:20.
Wow.
Might be a record for us. Have a good night, everybody.